What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you. It's episode 41 of AH Live, and we have a very special guest. He actually is residing currently in the New York area, but he hails all the way from Uganda, Africa. Isaiah Katumwa is in the house. If you listen to satellite radio, you have heard his last two singles. They did incredibly well. They were playing on Watercolors and a lot of the other incredible jazz stations out there right now. So you're familiar with him. You're going to get to hear two of his big hits and plus a collaboration between the two of us that was so much fun. He's got so much energy and so much love for contemporary jazz. So very excited to have him in the house. Do me a favor, please click share. We want to spread the good vibes. This is AH Live. If you're tuning in on Isaiah's page, what's up, everybody? I know it's early. I think it's 5 a.m. right there in Uganda. But don't forget to come over and like or follow my Adam Holly artist page, because we're here every week with incredible guests and incredible content. And we appreciate you guys joining us. So let's get to a little bit of music to get us started off right. And I thought, you know what? Since we're traveling all the way to Uganda today, I think we should do my tune, aptly titled Traveling Mood, just to get us in the vibe, all right? Come on, y'all. Here we go. goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we are just getting warmed up here. I cannot wait to bring out Isaiah, but real quick, just want to remind you guys, if you want to help out the show, we make it super easy. We've got that new link in the description, Foundy, and if you click on that, then you get a bunch of buttons that you can click if you want to help us out with PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. If you want to go to my online store and grab any of my CDs, T-shirts, etc. And of course, we have stars as well, and I see you guys chiming in on the stars all the time. I cannot thank you enough. You are the ones keeping the show going now 41 weeks in a row. So appreciate you guys. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a trip with the one and only Isaiah Katumwa. All right, what's up, Isaiah? How you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Man, let's dive right in. What was the reason you picked up the saxophone?
I think my story is a little different. Coming from Uganda, and I was little. And I must tell you that the first time I saw the saxophone was the time that I'm supposed to figure it out. I'm typically self-taught, and by 10, and that's around the time that I was actually exposed to music, different instruments, traditional African instruments. I was living with my guardian. Uniquely, I was not with my dad or mom, as typically it would be. So this gentleman, who eventually I referred to as my uncle, took me in and saw a little more musical side of potential in me, so he exposed me to music. But the first time I saw the saxophone was when someone was selling one. That's in Africa, and I'm sure that this unique story may be the African side of things. I had never seen anyone play it, and for me, I was attracted to it just because it was complicated and such a beautiful challenge for me. And the biggest complication was the fact that I was supposed to figure it out myself. I didn't have a teacher. But if I tell you that I did not know it was a broken saxophone through the time I was trying to figure it out, and I just thought I was just, I was not good enough. And this gentleman, who I still refer to as my uncle, did not know anything about the saxophone. He just thought that, figure it out, So, but eventually I had to look at pictures, and again, in Kampala, which is the city I grew up, we didn't have a music store. We didn't have even a store you could buy music, and I'm talking about the late 80s. So all my journey through the saxophone has been figuring it out.
It is quoted that Darren Ron said it. You are the Dave Koz of Africa. You had your own TV show, your own radio show. Just give us an idea what you were up to there before you came over to the U.S.
What I try to do is I try to use the influence I had gained in Uganda after being successful as an instrumentalist to encourage more players, to encourage more consumption of contemporary jazz. I mean, for me, it was about contemporary jazz and also the African sound that connects to jazz. And through that, I started my own festival since 2007 that I've been doing every year. I've had an opportunity of having people like Humus Dekela hosting them there. This happens every International Jazz Day. The radio show, and eventually started a radio station and TV show, which we also we started all that because I wanted people to be educated and exposed, younger talent also to be exposed, so that the genre grows. Otherwise, if the consumers are not there, nobody's going to consume our music.
That wasn't enough, taking over Africa and putting your stamp on it. Now you've come over here and had 2 incredible singles, and that's where I first became exposed to your music. I heard you on Watercolors, and I was like, man, this guy sounds incredible. So we're going to hear both of these tunes from you. I can't wait to hear them. Tell us first about your song Smile On.
Smile On. I wrote Smile on thinking about the mix. How can I be me if I'm placed in America? How do I sound myself? Because you have to balance. The rhythms in Africa are a little foreign here, but it's a taste. It's diversity that you want to contribute to, but still put it in context. And I shared that with Darren, who produced the song, and he co-wrote some of the adjustments. And wow, I love the song, and I'm so grateful that people have also connected to it, have loved it, and you love it. So
yeah,
I had a call from Michael Linton also, who I've been listening to. I used to play a lot of his music as well in Uganda. And he said he loves the song, and I was thinking, wow, that's good. That's really good. I mean, it's a big deal coming from Africa, and you appreciate it in America, where everything is the best, from our perspective. So, yeah. So, Smile On again. Back to your question. Smile On was about, because I released it at a time where everybody was in fear, and that was at the beginning of this pandemic. Everybody was in fear. People were losing. Everything was like, wow, where are we going? So I thought that this would be, because it's a happy song and it's a positive song, and I still feel that this is a song that's relevant even now. That yes, we can still smile on. It's some music.
Man, really, really great tune. We need that sentiment right now. And just give us a quick intro on this next one. It was your other single that went to radio here in U.S., Home Away.
Home Away is contemporary jazz is home for me, away from the African sound. So it is until you do the mix, and again, that's what I do in my performances, that there's a mix of every flavor that expresses me naturally. But this one, Home Away, is one of the contemporary jazz or contemporary sounds that mostly is influenced by Dave. This particular song is so much influenced by Dave Coles. So it's such a big deal, man. It's such a big deal in my journey.
We've got one more, and you were kind enough to let me jam on this one. Tell us about it.
This is me kind of expresses who I am, the African in me, the simplicity in me, but also the melody in me. One of the things that I try to do, and again, listening so much to people that I have looked up to, help me understand that, you know what, you just have to be you. So in This Is Me, I bring in the African rhythms or the African approach of things, but at the same time, being me. So I don't know how best to even, This Is Me really speaks for itself when you hear it.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much for sharing your incredible music with us and your story. And real quick, before we get out here, let people know where they can find you online and on social media.
Yeah, my social media platform is Isaiah Katumwa official page. And my website is isaiahkatumwa.com. Twitter is Isaiah Katumwa. Everything is just Isaiah Katumwa. When you find Isaiah Katumwa, definitely I'll be grateful. And thank you so much for letting me share with your wonderful audience. I mean, wonderful people that you have right here. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks so much, Isaiah, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Isaiah Katumwa. Hey, Isaiah, I know you're tuning in right now, and you have made a bunch of new fans. I saw so many people in there commenting that they heard your music. Now they're so glad to see you, at least in the visual. Of course, I want to see you live at some point. And then I saw some new fans as well. So appreciate you, Isaiah. Thank you for dropping in to AH Live. But hey, so what did you think about Isaiah, Kat? Wasn't he incredible?
I thought Isaiah was wonderful, yeah. And I don't think I've ever heard his music. I've heard a little bit from you working in here on some of his stuff, but I haven't heard like anything finished and all the way through, and I really like his music a lot.
Yeah,
and he's a really
thank
cool
you for
guy.
that. I'll pay you later. We are working on some music, and Isaiah, I'm having such a blast with him. We're just can't wait for you to hear his new project. It's supposed to be coming out in the next several months. And so yeah, it was so fun to connect on these, and I think you guys could tell his personality just really just jumped through the screen. He's just an effervescent individual and just having so much fun, and has a true passion for the genre. So it's so great to see, just have somebody, especially, I mean, us growing up in the U.S., it's primarily most of the artists, most of the gigs, the airplays here in the U.S. So for it to reach him all the way in Uganda is just pretty incredible. And so he's here now. He's ready to conquer.
Exactly.
Yep.
No, but so many people really, really enjoyed him. A lot of people were introduced to him for the first time, but there were a few people that actually knew who he was and has heard his music, like Mike Brown. Hey, Mike Brown and Crystal,
What's
how you guys doing?
All right.
He said that he's heard Isaiah's music on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
And he said, but not nearly enough.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to pick up his latest CD. And so many people were saying that they loved his music. They were going to pick up some of his music, either the physical CD or just download it. But a lot of people loved his sound, too. A few people said that he sounds a little bit like Dave Koz.
Well,
Robert Crutcher said that.
And Isaiah mentioned that in the interview too. Dave is a big influence on him, and actually he had a similar instrument that Dave plays. I don't know if it's the same manufacturer, but he had the curved soprano. You know, most soprano players, they have the long soprano that it's kind of similar in shape to a clarinet. But he had the curved one that we see a few people play, including Dave. So yeah, definitely you hear the influence there, but he's got his own sound as well.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the first song that he played, was it called Smile On?
Yeah.
Ellen Nakata Harper, she said this is such a feel-good song. And hint at Smile On, she said the song definitely brought a smile to her face.
Yeah. Definitely.
Let me see. Again, so many people saying definitely has the Dave Koz sound.
Yeah.
Mike Brown said he sounds like Dave Koz, but with some African flair.
Okay.
The second song he played, was Home Away.
Yeah.
So many people, I think I read probably like 8 comments saying that it was a beautiful song.
Yep.
Some people were saying, this is so beautiful, Isaiah. What a beautiful tune. Sounds gorgeous. So many people really like that song.
Totally. No, it's incredible.
Julianne Coach, or could be Co. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. She says Isaiah's sound is so pure and beautiful, which is really, really nice because I enjoy that a lot. I hear so many saxophones all the time, and sometimes
there's a lot of them. I don't know if you had noticed, but we love the saxophone, so that's why there's so many of them. But
there's so
go
many.
ahead. I cut you off. Sorry, she's gonna get me later for that.
And the sound, they all kind of sound the same. I don't know if it's because it's like a lot of people play tenor. Some people do play
alto.
Alto, yeah. But his sound is super pure, super fresh, super crisp.
Great.
Even though it does have a little of that Dave Koz influence, it's just like the sound, like she said, it's just super pure.
Killer. Yeah. You have a question for you, Kat.
I do?
Who is on your shirt?
Oh, this is Frida Kahlo. If you don't know about her, you should definitely Google. Just an amazing, inspirational woman. one of our, I can't say it, I was going to say bad A women in history.
Facebook gonna kick us off.
Right. From Mexico, activist, artist, activist for human rights, women's rights. So look her up. She's great.
Very cool. Oh, and shout out to Lori Erickson. It is her birthday week. She's enjoying the music by Isaiah and, of course, me. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lori. Hope
How
you're having
fun.
an amazing birthday week. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
More than one day. Why confine to one day? I mean,
Why
come on.
confine to one day? We have a lot of shout outs.
Okay.
We have Sharon Johnson. I didn't get where she was from, but she said sometimes she and her husband, they have a hard time connecting on Wednesdays, but they always watch on Thursday, like they rewatch. So she said if they're not usually here live, they're always tuning in and watching. So I just want to say shout out to you. And I believe it's her husband's birthday as well. So happy birthday to your husband.
Happy
Thank you guys so much for
birthday.
tuning in. We have Vaughn and Lynn in Easton, Pennsylvania. Vaughn and Lynn Stupart. Hi,
What's
guys.
up? We were
How
just
you
on the
doing?
phone earlier working on some more music for Vaughn. Look out for that. We're having so much fun. So I hope y'all are doing well out there.
I have my good girlfriends, Stephanie and Charlene. They're here in SoCal, like 5 minutes away from us.
All
They're
right.
watching, checking in. Hi, guys. We
All
have
right.
Michelle Dahl-Wins. She's watching. I didn't catch where you're from, Michelle, and I see you all the time. I'm so sorry. But Adam, she says your curls are looking great.
Thank you. One more supporter. You are the lone dissenter, Kat.
No, I'm not lone.
No?
There's been a few people
Yeah, they
that
want-
have said that the buzz can come back.
Ah! That's pretty drastic. I'll probably go somewhere in between. I don't know if I'm gonna go that.
The buzz is always good. Valerie Kovac, she's watching from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada.
Okay, what's
She's
up?
always tuning in, saying hi. We have Marilyn and Rick in San
Yep,
Diego.
how you
Hi,
doing?
guys. So good to see you guys in here.
All right.
And then, of course, we have Juanita Canley. She's always tuning in. Creston Jordan, he's here in SoCal in the LA area.
Okay,
Creston, what's up?
what's happening? He is always jumping and always commenting. He's sending me messages throughout the week. I love it. So hope you're doing well, Creston.
I know. Hope you're doing well.
Awesome.
So, do you have anything special for us?
Well, I have some pictures to share from the past week. So
Oh,
let
you
me
do?
let me
Okay.
cue these up. So if you follow us on social media, I posted these, but we'll do a quick review just because it was so tasty and so much fun. As you know, last summer we got a brick oven where we could bake pizza in the Napoli style.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the course of moving, we hadn't had a chance to use it yet. So we busted it out last Sunday, just 4 days ago, and bam. There it is. There's the oven. It gets up to 750 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I burnt the first couple, but then Kat jumped in and helped me out. So there it is.
I don't think the correct
cooking.
term would be burnt. I think it would be,
Charred.
yeah.
But there is the final result. We got a little vino in there too. And oh my goodness, it was so tasty. And Kat, shout out to Kat with the recipe.
Oh, and that wine that we had was actually from a gift from Steve Hall. Steve Hall,
Yes,
if you're
thank
watching.
you so much,
Thank you so
Steve.
much.
We actually drank the wine you sent. We didn't just put it up on the mantle. It was so tasty from
so good.
I
From the
believe-
Willamette Valley.
Yeah, Willamette.
Oh, Willamette.
Yeah,
Sorry.
get it
You know,
right.
if the way you read it,
You're
you
married
want to
to-
say it correctly.
You're married to an
but
Oregonian.
it's actually
Get it right.
pronounced how it's not spelled.
But yeah, so thanks, Steve. Appreciate that. So yeah, that was the wine from the Northwest and a little Napoli style pizza. So we did that, and then the other thing we were up to this week was Adam Jr. and I and Kat. She's not pictured here, but we put together a ping pong table. And it was quite an ordeal, but we figured it out, and here is the final result. Me and little Adam playing, and
Yes.
little Adam vanquished me. I was defeated 23-21 in our inaugural match. And I was like, how are you so good? But a friend of his has a table, and he said, oh, we played for hours. I was like, oh. I haven't played since college, so I was a little rusty, but skills are
he,
coming back though.
Yeah. And please disregard our extremely crazy garage. As you know, we've been struggling trying to actually move into the house. And so after I did my little tiny part of helping put the table together, I got inspired to unpack, I think, 3 boxes.
Oh, yep.
So that was something. But yeah, we still have a little ways to go with the unpacking of the boxes.
It's coming. But one of the nice things about moving here, one of the reasons we really, this was our first choice, is it was more or less turnkey. I mean, we did get it painted, but there wasn't anything like drastic that had to happen. So we actually kind of enjoyed like moving in and just living a little bit, and so we're taking our time, and but we do need to get to the boxes. Okay, last thing I'll mention of events of the last couple weeks is some new music. So excited for my buddy Blake Aaron. I produced a song for him that came out last week. It features Najee, and it is #1 most added on Billboard, and this week was had a huge jump in spins. So congratulations to Blake, and I already reached out to him, and we are going to have him on the show and perform the tune for you guys. So look out for that in the coming weeks. And another piece of new music from another friend of the show, Phil Denny. His song came out this week. It's already been added by a bunch of stations, including Watercolors, and it features Ryan Montano. So another piece of new music coming from Adam Hawley Productions. So look out for that. And I already reached out to Phil Denny and Ryan Montano, and they will be joining us in coming weeks and performing that brand new song for you guys. So really excited, a lot of stuff going on, and we're having fun over here. So let's shoot on over to Ask Adam. Kat, what are the people asking?
People had some really interesting questions today. Okay. We already answered the question of what type of sax Isaiah was playing.
Right, soprano, a curved soprano.
Sandra Thomas, she says, Adam, love that guitar. She commented on that when you were doing the 3rd song with Isaiah, when you were playing the acoustic.
Yeah, so that is a nylon string. That is a Rodriguez Brothers, and it's actually a guitar I got in high school. I needed a good classical guitar because I was auditioning to get into college programs, and I ended up visiting on campus, University of Southern California, USC, and also Cal State Northridge. And I actually studied classical guitar all summer, getting ready for my audition at Northridge. Then, of course, I ended up going to USC. But the guitar is a fantastic guitar. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. That was so much fun playing that with him.
Yeah, and I really like acoustic guitar. That's one of my favorite instruments. And actually, one of my gifts that I wanted Adam to give to me on our wedding was to record a song on acoustic guitar that I can walk down the aisle to, just like anything, something random, and which he did, but the stupid people on the yacht, because we got married on a yacht, they didn't play it when I walked down the aisle. They played it when I was walking back up the aisle after we got married.
And by the way, we're on a bit of a tangent, but it was a gorgeous wedding. It was very beautiful, but we had some pretty funny things. I mean, can you laugh looking back on it, Kat? Are you still
a few
scarred?
things I can still
So we had a DJ, a very simple thing. We gave him a list of songs. He ignored the list of songs. Furthermore, decided he was going to do karaoke and walk up and down the aisles of the reception singing Elvis songs. I love Elvis, but that wasn't, when he had a Hawaiian shirt, it just wasn't the aesthetic we were going for.
So I had to walk over in my dress. I was like, sir, please stop.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then our cake, we can get
cake.
to that.
We had the Leaning Tower of Cake, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so it was pretty funny. But
yeah, I think our
times,
caterer, the sister was supposed to make the cake, but then she went into labor, and so someone else had to make the cake, and it just was not right.
Yeah.
But we're
what can
married.
you do? Yeah, right.
I think a lot of people can have a lot of funny stories from their wedding.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Okay, so another Ask Adam question.
Yep.
This is from Marcy Finn. She says, when are you going to get a haircut and a beard trim, Adam?
So you're excited about this comment, right?
I am
You have
excited
some
about
ammunition.
this.
Well, you know what? I went to trim it. I was I got the edges, but I was thinking about doing it. I was like, you know what? It's still winter. I can have a little more woolly look, but I'll definitely trim it down for probably the next episode. But in terms of the hair, you know what? I'm now determined to go a year. The last time I had a haircut was in February. I'm so close. Wouldn't it be just novel to say, oh, I didn't have a haircut for a year? Hopefully Kat can survive the next month at least. But I'm going to keep it going a little bit longer. But yeah, it's definitely starting to feel like I could use a little trim. But that's kind of cool to say I didn't have a haircut for a year. You know? I don't know.
Stephanie Valentine, she says, when are you going to record an acoustic album?
Oh, gosh, that is a great idea. I'll be honest, I had never thought of it. I usually do one acoustic tune or two on each album, so I'll definitely, continue that trend. But that's something I'll have to consider. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm full speed ahead, and I announced it for the first time last week. I'm full speed ahead on my 4th album. It's going to come out in second half of 21, and I'm so excited. It is just groove all the way through. It's an album that you're going to be able to just leave on. You don't have to skip any tracks. You're going to be grooving, nodding your head, bebopping, dancing all the way through. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. So that's what's coming up right away. But I'm going to strongly consider that. It's a great idea to do an acoustic album. I like that.
Ellen Nakata Harper, she says yes with all capitals.
Okay.
She says we'll have to have a 1-year celebration for your hair.
Yeah, see? Okay. We're going to have the hair episode.
Okay, so next Ask Adam question is from Gary Fuston.
Okay.
And I don't really understand this, so this might be a technical term for like gear.
Okay.
He says, what DAW do you like to work with the best in recording music?
We're getting technical here. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are not familiar, a DAW stands for a digital audio workstation. So back in the day, I'm sure all of you have seen a console. It's the big thing that you see in a studio that has faders. So that was the traditional way to make records up until recently, where we got into the digital world. So now we have computer programs to mimic what was happening in the analog world. So I'm using, to answer your question directly, I'm using Logic X, and I've been using Logic for the past 10, 12 years and really enjoy it. Started off on Pro Tools, but Logic, I just find myself being able to be creative very quickly. I can get ideas down and keep it moving, and that's really my whole goal, is to not have technology be a hindrance, but actually help me be creative and do it quickly. So that's what I've been using, Logic X. I think I'm on 10.4 to be exact. So, well, we got time for one more. Kat, is there one more question out there?
There is one more question. This is from Ellen Nakata Harper.
Okay.
Well, there's two.
Okay.
Kind of. Allison Fader says, Kat Holly, why don't you cut his hair?
Oh, wow.
Well,
I'm going to tell you why. Because Adam Jr. was the guinea pig and had a chunk missing. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm cool.
No, the chunk wasn't because I messed up. The chunk is because he kept telling me he wanted it shorter and shorter. So then finally, when I did it short, he said he didn't want it that short. So I said, okay, well, I'll do it I put like another guard on. Yeah. And like it was longer.
But then he had that spot.
I said, it's going to grow out. I mean, he's doing virtual school. No one's going to see it.
Well, that's her story now. But okay, all right.
No,
all right.
I could cut Adam's hair, but I would rather just buzz it off. And that would be the easiest and simplest thing.
Right.
Then you could go another year.
You said there was another question. Next question.
Ellen Nakata Harper,
yeah.
She said, would you be doing a release for your new album online?
That is a really great question. So yeah, traditionally I would do a whole tour of CD release shows. So it's a little far away to determine that. I mean, I definitely do something online, and even when I get back to touring full time, I'll still be hanging out with you guys periodically as we've been doing. But that's a good question. If things are still slow in terms of performing live, then no question, I will do an online release. But either way, there will be online content, live content. So we'll just have to see. But you caught me a little bit early. We're talking like 6 months down the line. So I'm not that far ahead. But I'll make sure to let you guys know. And there'll be plenty of content to check out. So
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kat,
You're welcome.
for jumping in.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
Blame Adam, the camera operator, for the little foible in there. I'm doing the job of like 15 men up here.
Yes,
so.
you are doing the job of 15 men, so it's all good. I mean,
Okay.
it's live, so.
What are you going to do? Well, thanks for
But
coming in,
thanks.
Kat. We'll
Thanks,
see
guys.
you next week. All right. And speaking of next week, I've got an incredible show. Remember, I just mentioned about some new music coming out. Blake Aaron and Phil Denny. I've got another gentleman, and you definitely heard his smash hit a year ago. His name is Gregory Goodlow. So he's going to drop in, a fantastic guitarist, next week, and I just produced his brand new single that's coming out in a couple weeks. So we'll hear that from him. He did a very cool music video. And we have a double dip next week. We also have the incredible Sam Sims, bassist extraordinaire. This gentleman has toured with Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Cher. The list goes on and on, but he has stepped out to the front of the stage and has hit the Billboard chart with his remake of a Brothers Johnson song, Q. And he calls it Q Reficio. So we've got a fantastic live in the studio performance from him to share as well. So can't wait for that. Fantastic guitarist Gregory Goodlow, Sam Sims, brand new music, and that will all happen next week right here on AH Live. One more reminder, if you want to help us out, we make it real easy. Click that link in the description. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and you can also do stars straight through Facebook. So again, appreciate you guys. And I'm going to take us out with one more tune. You know, the music was so joyful and so heartfelt from Isaiah. And so I'm actually going to play a cover for you guys. I only performed it once on AH Live, but we lost the late, great Bill Withers last year. And so I want to play this song from him. It's a favorite of mine, and I know you guys love it too. It's called Lovely Day. I'm going to take you guys out on a nice smooth note here. You can give me some finger snaps on this one, and you can sing along too. ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a very lovely day here on AH Live. We had so much fun with the one and only Isaiah Katumwa. Make sure you tune in next week for Gregory Goodlow and Sam Sims' brand new music that is on the radio right now. Thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you next week. Y'all have a good night. Bye.